Yo, salute, man. We here, we back. Let's get it.
Get that in.
You stupid, bro. Yo, salute to everybody here in the building. Y'all know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted Graphk Show, whichever way you would like to slice it.
The Coffee and Convo edition, man. We out here early. We got to look. It's an early. It's a road trip. It seems like, man. It's an early ball game. Eastern Standard Time right now. Wasted.
Yes, sir. You on our time today, right?
Yeah, man. You know
this is the pregame, man. I'm out here on podcast and before I go to work.
There you go.
It's beautiful, man.
Salute to everybody here in the building, man. We appreciate you guys for always rocking with us, man. Make sure you wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs, hit that subscribe button on both channels. Let us know in the comment section real quick. Salute to the 200 people. Where you guys are watching from. What city, what state? Are you at work? Are you at home? You at the side chick's house? Are you at the side chick's house? Are you at the trap house? Where are you at viewing this show this morning? And real quick, I want you guys to know also, we're double dipping today. We have a show. It's already set up for tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time with our brother, Paulie D. We're going to be talking about the combine, the draft, all that good stuff. So stay tuned for that. And to be real with you, Wasted, I might be pulling a triple header here shortly, man. Just got off the phone with Stu, and he got some thoughts that he wants to put into the universe, man. So stay tuned for that, man. But how are you feeling today, bro?
Man, look, bro. I at first I was hurting, being the old man that I am. Yeah. Then you had me laughing all morning, bro. So now I'm in a terrific mood now.
Yo, salute the Ridge back, man. Viewing from parts unknown. Salute to my guy. Salute the Ridge. There's a lot to talk about today, you guys. We wanted to do an early coffee and convo, Graphk and Wasted and Graphk show to talk about some combine talk. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on right now. We're going to be linked to everybody at this point right now, Wasted, right? At the combine, everybody meets with everybody. I'll be out there Friday morning, so I'm going to be shaking hands and all that good stuff as well. But some interesting interviews being lined up, some interviews that already took place with some star players. Well, let me say this: potential star players coming into the NFL draft. I don't want to jump the gun and you know what I mean and do all that, but today, earlier this morning, Levi Edwards, salute to him. He's out there at the combine covering for the Raiders. He put up an interesting tweet. NC State linebacker Peyton Wilson said he's had several informal meetings with the Raiders. This is a guy that won the Chuck Bednarik Award, Buckets Award, and
Charlie Award.
Yeah, and the ACC Defensive Player of the Year in 2023. Had a career year. Wasted NC State. Last year we got a UDFA NC State linebacker that ended up getting poached off of our practice squad. But this guy, man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. 6'4", 238. The measurables are there. He does have an injury history. It's a little scary. I think that's why he's kind of on that third round, fourth round on a lot of people's boards. But he had a career year: 69 solo tackles, 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 3 picks. Man, how are you feeling about us already having several informal meetings with the linebacker Peyton Wilson, man?
Bruh, that to me, that's a significant meeting right there, bro.
Yeah.
The Raiders are one like linebacker away from having probably one of the 3 best linebacking corps in football.
Yeah.
If you get the Robert Spillane that we got last year, if you get the Divine Diablo that we got when he was healthy, if you have that and you add another guy to that,
yeah,
and you have Lucas Masterson,
yeah,
and
and
Barney.
I don't want people to jump the gun because, you know, today is the day that they meet up with all the defensive linemen and linebackers. So this is the day that we're going to be meeting with several different talents at each position.
There was one guy that I heard that they met up with that really got my ears open. Jazon Newton.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second as well.
I don't jump the gun. I'm feeling threatened right now, bro. See, you got that cold ass jacket on, bro.
Cold as ice.
Yeah, you know, shit ain't leather. Hold on.
No, but hey, real quick, we did meet up with Illinois' defensive tackle, Johnny Newton. We had an informal meeting with him. And I seen what Mitch put because Chat Sports is in the building out there. He liked the Raiders a lot. So, you know, I think he will be available there at 13. Me personally, I wouldn't want to go the defensive tackle route in the first round. I think we're going to approach that in free agency. But I love that we've already met with the number one defensive tackle on a lot of people's boards. Johnny Newton out of Illinois, man, another guy that had a career year. Oh, shit. Oh, that shit ain't leather, man.
That shit is actually definitely leather.
So, outside also of Peyton Wilson and Johnny Newton, Jazir Newton, however you want to slice it, we also met up with a few other talented linebackers. Alabama's linebacker, Chris Broswell, he met with the Raiders. And also we're meeting with Junior Colson, linebacker out of Michigan. And then there's a lot of talk also. I believe we're meeting up with edge rusher Braylon Trice out of Washington, also another sneaky edge rusher in this year's draft. So there's a lot of talent out there in Indy right now that we will be meeting with here soon. I love to see it, man. We're already out there active. Tom Telesco's in the building. I heard that Antonio Pierce is out there. All of our respected scouts are out there, man. So this is the time, you guys, to get really, really excited about Raiders news. You know what I'm saying? I know these past few weeks it's been kind of lie after lie after lie because it's the slow time of the NFL season. You know, rumor mill is going to be swirling, but this is the time where we finally get a chance to get excited. But I want to ask you this. You know, Caleb Williams, the big fish in this year's draft, right? I mean, clear-cut number one guy. You know, there's rumors and rumblings about Chicago potentially trading out of the first spot. Then, polls came out yesterday. I don't know if you've seen the interview that he had out there in Indy where he said, they would like to move Justin Fields by free agency if they decide on drafting a quarterback. How do you feel about that? And how do you feel about us potentially meeting up with Caleb Williams today at the combine?
Thing about it is, man, you have to do your just diligence or your due diligence. You never know what can happen.
Yeah.
So you don't want to, draft a guy that's sight unseen. He's the number one guy in the draft. You don't know what can happen. You know, anything can happen between now and the draft. But if I'm being honest, bro, it's like, bro, whatever. They're not getting Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not getting Caleb Williams. It just is what it is. They're not getting Caleb. Caleb Williams will not be a Raider. But you know why I would meet with him? Because I think sometimes you can deconstruct a prospect based off of the meetings you had with him years prior.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not mad about this. You got to do your due diligence. You got to do your homework because we've been talking about, the idea of us moving up for several months now. It looks as though Antonio Pierce and Tom Telesco and company are actually looking at what it's going to take in order to move up. We know Jaden Daniels, the connection there with the Arizona State, thing. But I want to ask you though, like if we do move up to number one, would you be shocked if we took Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, I would, man, because you know what I'm saying? The connection, Antonio Pierce kind of seems like a very, I don't want to say that's a bad use of words, right? But Antonio Pierce seems like the guy who is really big on loyalty. He's really big on connections. He's really big on relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the reason why he made the Jack Jones move. And that's the main reason why he's so high on Jaden Daniels. Let's be for real here. I think a lot of the hype around Jaden Daniels is the fact that he did win the Heisman Trophy, but a lot of it is the fact that Antonio Pierce has really widely made it known that he wants to move heaven and earth to get him.
Yeah.
So like right now, the Raiders are the cool kids in the room. If you notice, everybody is talking about the Raiders at the draft. Everybody, and maybe because we're in a Raiders sphere, so we only see that. But it seems like everybody that are college students, people that are free agents, this is the place where people want to be. It kind of reminds me of when Deion Sanders went to Colorado. Yeah. It reminds me a lot of that. We are the cool kids in the room right now, man, and it would definitely surprise me. I think Jaden Daniels is their guy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Salute to Raiders C. Salute to Christy Hurd as well on the donations. We appreciate you guys, man, and salute to our guy James Bowles. Also, that new Eras jacket is fire, man. Salute to James, bro. How did that thumbs down pop up in the back of your screen? It was like a bubble. Did you see that?
I saw it too. I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know,
bro. Have we been hacked? I've never seen that shit before.
Nah, it's been happening lately where people will put a thumbs up in the show
and just blew like
it was a thumbs down. It was crazy, right?
That's nasty work out here in this shit.
Yo, listen, bro, you got hating by hackery. That's some new shit right there, yo. I love it.
Salute, man, to everybody here in the building, y'all. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also, I wanted to ask you, man, your take on this, because we've all been talking about, the potential of potentially bringing in Chris Jones. It looks like it's not going to happen. But Jordan Schultz and a bunch of other NFL insiders put it up earlier today that the Chiefs have officially placed the franchise tag on L'Jarius Sneed. It will cost them a little over $19 million. Yesterday, it was reported that they will flirt with the idea of moving him for some draft capital. But now it looks as though Kansas City's priority is to extend Chris Jones for now. And then they'll see what happens with Sneed afterwards. That's what Jordan Schultz says. It's what do you think is going to happen with this situation? Because these are two big names that are headlining this free agency class, Super Bowl champs. They got to figure out what it is they want to do. They want to bring in their 1B, I'd say 1B corner, because I still think Trent McDuffie is the guy for them, or bring in Chris Jones, a guy that potentially really realistically, and we've said this on the phone earlier, that he probably won a Super Bowl for him. You know what I mean? With the game that he played, he was all over the place. How do you feel about this situation? How do you think it pans out? Do you think they just move on from Sneed, try to pick up some draft capital for him and extend Chris Jones? They also freed up $12 million today by getting rid of Scantling. So I don't know if anybody's seen that. It's in the headlines today too. They moved on from their receivers, saving them $12 million. I think personally that's a move where they're going to try and go after the likes of a Mike Evans. But how do you feel about this?
I think they're gonna tie up their camel, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make sure that if they're gonna repeat, that there's not a gaping hole in the middle of their defense first and foremost before they go and do anything.
Pause.
Yes. Pause. Yo, but to be real with you, free agency doesn't start yet. The thing that they can do to start building this thing back up the way that they had it was keep Chris Jones. You have to. Chris Jones is the second most important and impactful player on that roster. It was no way they were going to allow him to walk out of the building. We were saying that, if we could get him, you get him at a premium because it's addition by subtraction. That's how significant of a player he is for them.
Yeah.
If they don't re-sign Chris Jones, they don't get back to the Super Bowl. This is not the Tyreek Hill thing where, Tyreek Hill, they were able to let go of him and they were able to kind of like mend fences. You don't get rid of Chris Jones. Once again, like we were saying, the Super Bowl. If you look at the Super Bowl, right, because I didn't really watch it, but I went back and watched. There was a play where San Francisco was driving down the field. They had a chance to take the lead very late in the game. Chris Jones broke contain. He was double teamed, still broke contain. Flushed Brock Purdy out of the pocket, got him moving backwards, almost sacked him. He made him miss a throw to two wide open guys. One open in the end zone, Deebo Samuels, and one cutting across the middle on Brandon Ayuk. That could have been the Super Bowl there. That's how important Chris Jones is. Chris Jones, to me, as far as defensive tackles go, is probably 1A, 1B.
Aaron Donald,
Chris Jones, and Aaron Donald, even old Aaron Donald is still there. And the kid Justin Matabuke from
and they're going to franchise him. They're working on a long-term deal for him right now.
He's the guy, that. The Ravens don't let that kind of talent walk out of the building. They bring it in. So now, for the Raiders, I know we're talking about the Chiefs now, but for the Raiders, like I said the other day, I made a video. Leonard Williams is free agency job one. You have to get Leonard Williams.
I agree.
That's a guy that's actually going to be available because of the franchise tender tag. A lot of people don't understand that Leonard Williams was franchise tagged 2 times in New York by Dave Gettleman. Yeah. So the third time, it has to be like 144% of his highest tag value. So his tag would be like $36 million for this year. Yeah. There's no way the Seattle Seahawks are bringing him back. That's one guy. When we talk about a lot of these guys, the Christian Wilkins of the world, we talk about the Chris Jones of the world. All these guys are not leaving their organizations. But I'm going to tell you something. Leonard Williams will be available. We need to go get him.
Definitely. And there's already word out there today, and salute to Hug, always supporting what we do. Appreciate you, brother. There's already word that there's mutual interest right there, which we thought there would be with Leonard Williams. He's been wanting to be a Raider, grew up a Raider. Patrick Graham, I believe Leonard Williams had one of his best years of his career under Patrick Graham. Yeah, so I mean, it's only a matter of time that we'll at least have that call. There's going to be that line of communication open. I'm going to ask you this too, man. We're going to move on. We'll talk a little bit more about the combine. I don't want to go too into detail because we're going to talk about that tonight with Paul. Yeah. And we're going to cover the entire combine, you guys. But somebody, a known Raider hater, and I know you've seen this. I know you had to have seen this. A guy
made a video, and I didn't even put it out because I knew we were going to do this.
A guy that Al Davis, he's let him go before in the past, right? Like he's cooked him. Like I don't know, I don't have the quote right here, but it pretty much stated like he's been fired everywhere he's been. Every stint that he's had, he's been let go. All right,
I'm about to find that quote right now.
While you do this, I'm going to read this quote by this dork, Michael Lombardi. All right, he's talking about our head coach, Antonio Pierce. Okay, I quote: "The Raider way isn't a word," the 3-time Super Bowl champion said on the GM Shuffle with Michael Lombardi, and I can't even read that name. It's about, this is the prototype of the player we want at this position. This is the prototype of the player we want at that position. That's the Raider way. It's so comical because he's from Compton and he think he knows the Raider way. It's a joke. I want to ask you something. You know, he's a known Raider hater. This has been happening for a long time with Michael Lombardi. But I want to ask you this. Do you think this is playing a part because of his son being let go?
1,000%, man. It is sour grapes at its finest. It is sour grapes at its finest. That man is peanut butter and fucking jealous, man.
I find it funny, man. It's like, bro, can you keep, like, he's one of those guys that keeps the Raiders in his mouth because it brings him clicks, it brings him views, just like a lot of other guys that do this. But it's just, this one seems a lot more personal, wasted than any other guys, right? Like this dude, it's like he really hates everything surrounded around the Raiders. I mean, are you still looking that up, that quote?
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to. I had it pulled up, and I can't.
It's cool. It's pretty much, he's just stated like he's failed everywhere he's went, right? And then he said something about there is some ability there. In a nutshell, like there is some ability with Michael Lombardi, but he definitely cooked him. Once again, salute to my guy Hug D's, man, and salute to the 5 new members in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys. If y'all want to become a member of our channels, the link is up top. Hit that, and also go to Waste's channel. Hit the join button, and welcome to the membership, man. Go ahead, brother.
You know what's funny to me, and I find it. I don't want to do this on air. You know, so I forgot we were talking about it, right? But this is the thing, bro. Yo, Mike Lombardi is the guy that is responsible for the fact that we traded Randy Moss for a half-eaten sandwich and a third drinking soda. Mike Lombardi should never, ever talk about everywhere he's gone. If you look at Mike Lombardi's history, the team has gotten worse after he left.
Yeah.
Every team.
Yeah.
Every team. He is the football Maloik. He's fucking terrible. The guy's a joke. He should never, ever have a job in the National Football League. And the thing was, I was angry when they brought his Bobby's World-headed son into our organization.
It didn't make any sense. But it's funny. But you know why he brought him in? You know why? Because Al got rid of Michael Lombardi, and now Mark has gotten rid of the son. So we finished We finished the job. Mark has finished the job. Wasted.
We
had to make sure
all family business.
Get the whole bloodline out of here.
Get him out of here. And they're not even related to Vince Lombardi.
Nope.
He's an effing fraud.
Mark Davis.
NFL. Go ahead, brother.
You're calling Mark Davis Cody Rhodes from now on because he just finished the story.
Right. That is right. He
bloodline story.
Get him the F out of here, bro. I really think, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Mike Lombardi got into the National Football League as high as he did because people thought he was related to Vince Lombardi. I really believe that.
The last name.
I really believe that, bro. Because listen, you got the other Lombardi who is Vince Lombardi's grandson. The kid wasn't the one that was in Detroit, the ones that the Saints. He is actually related to Vince Lombardi. But this effing bum, this guy, everywhere he's gone. Yo, let's talk about you as a GM with the Browns. You were fucking horrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
You were an effing bum.
Hey, real quick, man, salute to everybody here in the building. Salute to Victor for becoming a member. Also, man, salute to 10 Commandments. I have zero respect for anything Lombardi has to say about the Raiders. In my opinion, only Ron Wolf's comment concerning the Raider way would get my respect. I love it. Salute to 10 Commandments with a great comment and appreciate you on a $10 donation. Salute to Roe as well, man. Last year, the media loved AP. Now that he's talking his ish, they think he should shut up. Well, let me say this, Roe, right? It's always like this because at the end of the day, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. Last year, we were the darlings, the NBA darlings. Year two, you're no longer that. You're no longer that. People are hoping that you lose, right? And AP, this is technically year two. I get it's his first year with the intern tag removed, but he's no longer the darling of the NFL. I mean, in some eyes, yes. But in year two, you kind of lose that allure, though, Wasted, right? It's like you're no longer the darling. Now you got to go out there and prove it. You know what I mean? Just like the Kings, you got to go out. You got to go win a playoff series now, bro. We're not. Yeah, that's great. You went there and took the Warriors to 7. Congratulations. What are you going to do about it after that? At this point, and that's why we keep saying results. Results now.
Listen, Jay-Z said it best. Moral victories are for minor league coaches. And yeah, I already told you we made you cockroaches. I'm telling you right now, bro. Yeah. Yo, we don't. I can't live in a world of moral victories. I've been a Raider fan a long time. We've always had these almost kind of seasons. We've always had these, yo, if this happened and that happened, we would have done this. I don't want to hear that shit no more, bro. If Derek Carr wouldn't have broke his leg that year. Yeah. If Jason Campbell wouldn't have got hurt. Yeah. If, like, bro.
Hypotheticals, man.
Yo, if John Gruden didn't coach the Bucks and we played the Eagles. Yeah. We can get going with this, bro.
Yeah, no, it's endless. It's endless.
I don't want to hear that shit anymore. So everybody that says to me, yo, y'all are soft. I want to hear AP talk his shit. Oh, that's a loser, man. How the fuck do you know? Most of y'all never ever seen us win anything. Never. A lot of you guys are too young to see us win anything. Some of y'all don't even remember 2002.
Yeah.
Right? So, yo, I'm telling you, bro, talk is cheap. Results are what matter, yo. Fact. Say less and do more. Done.
That shit. Salute to Joe. Don't worry, Lombardi. I'm pretty sure your son can find a job working at a Texaco, you dork.
Right.
Salute to Joe, man. Salute. I also want to ask you, man, look, Wasted has work today, you guys. He will be this is going to be one of those long lives. We're just going to talk for a little while, talk about what's going on in the nation. I want to ask your opinion, man. We didn't really get a chance to talk about it yesterday. The Tom Telesco presser at the combine, right? It was kind of interesting. One thing I loved about him, he didn't really, show his hand. He talked about AP. He said he loves that he's going on these podcasts because they're the total opposite. One is out there kind of being more outspoken. Tom Telesco's kind of just chill. The GM role. But a few interesting things, Champ Kelly, he loves that he still has him in the building. He can lean on him. JoJo Wooden, a guy that he thinks that both these guys are going to be future GMs, which I agree. Yeah, but also a few interesting things in terms of the running back position, with our Raiders. Talked about Josh Jacobs, saying that he would love to keep him in the building, that he's big on trying to keep Raiders, you know what I'm saying? Even though he also acknowledged that he's just a Raider now, but Josh is one. But there was something interesting he said, in a nutshell, like, we don't really need a lead back. We want 2 or 3 backs. You know what I'm saying? We have Zeus on the roster. Josh is technically a free agent at this point. How did you take that? Because I feel like there's three ways that you can really approach what he said. It's hey, Josh, if you want to come back, we're not going to pay you a premium price. You know what I mean? It has to be respectable. You know what I'm saying? Like, another thing is we'll just go draft a guy. We'll just go draft a guy. You know what I'm saying? And we'll run with Zeus and potentially another guy that we already have on the roster. Also, he mentioned this is a deep free agent class. A lot of people didn't get that part where it's like, Josh, you're not the only guy out there available.
Yo, you got Derrick Henry, you got Joe Mixon, you got Saquon Barkley, you got Austin Eckler. You got a lot of guys out there.
You got my guy out there in Philadelphia.
That's
the same. So I mean, and for those who don't know DeAndre Swift, but how do you take that? I want to know, like, what was your take on that whole presser yesterday in specifically, the running back room?
Bro, I love what he did, because what he did was he said without saying that, hey, listen, man, we're receptive to you coming back, but we're also receptive to other options. You don't have us over a barrel like you did last year, because last year the optics would have been bad, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's what my argument was last year. You're the guy that leads the league in rushing, and this is the funny thing. After people lead the league in rushing, there are metrics that, or when and it's not really leading the league in rushing, it's the amount of carries that Josh Jacobs had last year. Mm-hmm. That was a historic workload, and normally when people have that kind of a workload, they fall off of a cliff after that. Now, I think really what contributed to Josh Jacobs was, Josh McDaniels trying to run his system, kind of running more of a West Coast concepts, kind of like using the pass as a run, doing all this goofy shit that he was doing. And also the fact that Josh Jacobs was not in training camp and he didn't play preseason. I think for a running back like him, he was
out of shape.
He was definitely out of shape.
Football shape.
Yeah, you could see it. He came in, he looked good physically, but he wasn't in football shape. He hadn't built up that calcification so he can get hit and take it like how you normally do, So the thing that we saw the year before when we thought they were disrespecting him by putting him in the Hall of Fame game. I'll never forget talking about that with Stu. Yeah. Stu said he's going to have a phenomenal year. Look at the way he's playing. He wants that, and Stu hit it right on the head, bro. I think Josh Jacobs at this point, being the 26-year-old running back, like you said, we were talking on the phone. He's 26 years old. A lot of the times, bro, you can expect for a running back to start falling off the cliff the closer they get to 30 years old. Mm-hmm. I've always said that I think that certain running backs have a certain amount of carries in them. They can be brilliant one year and be totally inept the next year. Yeah. Josh Jacobs, we don't want to handcuff ourselves to a commodity that's falling. Yeah. So we need a way out. Now, so with Josh Jacobs, the number for me, and Tom Telesco sounds like he's on that same sheet of music, and I love that. Yeah. $8 million and under. Yeah. Anything over to that, we're going to have to look and seek other options, Josh.
Yeah. And I agree with you, man. I just look, man, I see a lot of people. We have the money. You're going to move on from Jimmy G. That's going to create some more space. You're going to move on from Hunter Renfrow. That's going to create some more space. I understand that. But at the end of the day, you don't want to just be in over your head paying a premium amount of money to a position that you don't need to in today's NFL. You know what I mean? It's just like you said, last year, it made all the sense in the world. The guy's coming off leading the league in rushing. Optics, you don't give him that kind of money, bro. You look insane by not paying the number one running back in the NFL, especially the injuries that he played through, wasted. Like, people don't realize. We talked about it yesterday on the phone. That Seattle game when he ran off in overtime to win that football game. He was hurt. But he played through it. You know what I mean? But this past season, I know we kind of changed, the O-line was a different scheme. There was a lot of different factors. Josh McDaniels moved on. Antonio Pierce came in. We had a different OC calling the game. But Zeus kind of opened up a lot of eyes for us at the end of the season. Like, whoa, okay, he's starting to look good. He's starting to show with more reps what he can do. And all of us were brutal when it came to Zeus. We were literally absolutely destroying him.
Call him Kid Icarus.
Yeah. His vision is bad. He can't do this, he can't do that. But he showed in those last 4 games of last season what he's capable of doing. At the end of the day, it has to be a respectful number, that's $6.5 to $8 million range. I'm not willing to go anywhere near that $10 million. I'm sorry, bro. I just can't do it. But it is what it is, man. Salute the rule. Don't pay JJ. Pay George Halani. A $14 million deal, a year deal. It will be worth it. Salute to Rube. He is always going to go to bat for his guy, George Halani. I swear to God. Salute to Rube. Appreciate you, brother. 718. It makes no sense, brother. Like if you're gonna pay a running back, just bring back Josh. Like Saquon Barkley, you think Josh has dealt with some injuries. Saquon had a pretty healthy year last year. Yes, even with that bad O-line and Daniel Jones in that quarterback situation, they were down to the third string at one point at the end of the season. But I'm not paying a Saquon Barkley. He's always hurt. And this is a guy that, yeah, he's great in the passing game. Yeah, but he's even older than Josh.
Yeah, but the thing too about Saquon Barkley, conversely, for people who will want to bring a Saquon Barkley in, he is the guy who is probably the closest to a Christian McCaffrey. That's the kind of guy that you can feature him in the passing game as well in a different way than Josh Jacobs. So Saquon Barkley is more of a Swiss Army knife. He's more of a threat all around. You don't have to take him off the field ever, right? So I understand the ideology behind that, but for the Raiders, that's not the kind of ideology we need to get behind, because one, we are a defensive football team who need to pound the rock. And when you're trying to pound the rock, you have to have more than one guy. Yeah. You can't have all your resources allocated on one particular play. You might be a team that might need to have 3 running backs.
Yeah.
You might just be that team. If you look back in the past, you look at teams that are defensive first football teams. Now you look at the Baltimore Ravens, it's kind of like the blueprint of that. If you look at the first incarnation of the Ravens, you had a Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis was a beast. He was a beast. Right? That was a different era of football, right? So you can feature him. They had backups for him. But if you look at the second Ravens team, they had like 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
And if you look at some of those years in between, they'd have the Willis McGahees of the world. And they have other – it wasn't just one guy, because guys get hurt in today's NFL. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, you can't have a guy that's – because let's just look at it from this prism. If we have a rookie or if we have Aiden O'Connell, we have an inexperienced quarterback. So that means that we need a running game. We need a running game no matter what. And if you get a guy on the field that you put all your eggs in that basket and he's not playing well, you need to have the option to bring someone else in. Yeah. You do, just to kind of get the change of pace up or give you other options.
And that's why, man, what is Josh's number? It's somewhere around that 11 million range, right?
11.79
market value. DeAndre Swift is another guy that's coming off of 1,000 yards rushing in Philadelphia. He's good. He's good in the pass game as well. I think he had about a little over 200 yards in the passing game. It's not great, but I've seen him get it done before in Detroit. He can get it done in the passing game. I think his number is a little bit over $6 million. Okay. I'm saying this: if Josh won't take that kind of money, would you pay a $6 million to bring in a DeAndre Swift, a guy that's still really young? You know what I mean? And like I said, can get it done in both facets of the game, passing game and run game, or you just go draft one.
I will go draft one, because if I'm bringing in an unknown commodity, I'd bring in a younger unknown commodity. DeAndre Swift is a good running back, but you don't know if he's going to fly anywhere close to the level that Josh Jacobs did.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So if I don't know that he's coming in, like if I'm going to go and get a guy who's been in the league already, I'm going to go get a guy that I know that can get me, 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards on his own. Yeah. I'd go get a Joe Mixon or somebody like that. Yeah. But these are guys that are a little long. They're not long in the tooth, but it's just like, for me, if I can't bring my guy back and I'm going to be fiscally responsible, I'm going to really be fiscally responsible and go get a rookie.
The thing that just scares me about Josh is, man, like we said, he's 26 in running backs in the ages of running back. That's like 30, like real talk. But he wasn't ran to the ground at Alabama, right? When he came into the league, there was not a lot of, tread off the wheels. Like it was very, like, if you're going to draft a running back, go get a guy like Josh Jacobs. When Gruden did it, it was smart because the guy didn't run the football a lot in Alabama, but when he did, he was very productive. This last season, 3.5 yards per carry, that kind of scares me. But I want to ask you this, and I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of people. Real quick, let me shout out Hug and Jay, man. Salute to Jason and salute to Hug. They're losing their minds in the chat, man, gifting up memberships and stuff. Salute to you guys, as always. But I don't know, did you get a chance to watch the entire presser with Tom Telesco?
Yeah, I did.
The thing that kind of scared me a little bit, and let me know, you guys, in the comment, maybe I'm tweaking, okay? I feel like the way he talked about Zeus and the way he talked about Josh, I don't think that he's really, really did his homework on the roster completely yet. I think he's still kind of in a whirlwind of what's going on. Still fresh GM, whole new roster. You know, he said we need a lot of help on the offense, which he is correct, right? We need our starting right guard's a free agent, our starting center's a free agent, you know, our starting right tackle's a free agent. But he kind of scared me a little bit talking about the strengths of Josh Jacobs, the strengths of Zeus. You know, Zeus has great vision and this and that. And you know, I'm not saying that Josh Jacobs is bad in blocking at all. I'm not saying that, but he said that he's a great I feel like he has not really truly done his homework 110% on the existing roster right now. And it kind of scared me a little bit. Maybe I'm tweaking. Maybe I'm just kind of.
I think you're tweaking a little bit.
Okay.
Because what is he going to do? He's going to go in front of the media and say, Josh is a marginal blocker. Zeus has no vision. What is he going to say?
No. But he could at least just not mention those two traits. And I'm not saying that Josh is a bad blocker by any means. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you watch the likes of a fucking Christian McCaffrey, and I mean, we can go back to Jalen Richard, our third down back. You know what I'm saying? He was a great
crushing blocker. He was in the league because of his blocking prowess.
Yes.
I think what he did was he did the bait and switch on him. Those are the things that he feels like they probably are weak in, and he highlighted it and said, "Oh no, they're great at it."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, "Oh no, you're not fat, honey. You're a great blocker."
You're right. Look, maybe it's this slow season right now, and I'm paying attention to every single thing. But I would just assume that Tom Telesco was literally behind a desk looking at this roster and looking at the free agents, looking at the draft, and just literally every second writing down notes about every player that he's thinking about bringing back or bringing in or drafting or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's the good thing about having a seasoned GM. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is a guy. It's lion season, bro. It's lion season. You don't know what these guys are thinking, bro, until draft day. You don't know until free agency, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and we got to, like, I think you're right. I think we're in this neither world. It's this in between time where we're just waiting for something to happen. Because just because football isn't happening doesn't mean that the business of the National Football League isn't happening and we can just tune out. Like, that's not how we are as you know, pundits and content creators for the Raiders. This ethos here, we are 100% tuned in all year round, right? Yeah. So we're just waiting because this is the only time when we got to just sit there and be like, okay, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. After the combine, then we cook.
Yeah. No, I get it. And mind you, I think Tom Telesco approached that presser perfectly. He looked a little anxious. He looked like he didn't want to be behind the camera. He looked like a guy that has a lot of work to do. Okay. But he kept everything close. I respect it. But there was just a few things that I actually sat there and watched. And I'm like, damn, man. Okay. Maybe Tommy's just talking, but maybe he still has a lot more homework to do, in which he's always going to have a lot more homework.
He's just talking, bro. It's the same way that it was Adderall and it wasn't meth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that. I like that. Salute the rule, man. I remember dropping a lot of supers telling Wasted it would be insane to pay JJ $13 million a year. I said half the running backs in 2022 didn't play a full season, and JJ was lucky. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, salute the rule. Hey, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Rube has always been one of the guys in the chat that's definitely dropped a lot of haymakers. Consistently knows the draft, knows our team, knows this shit. Salute to Rube. You're definitely right, man. Appreciate you, brother. And look now, Rube, none of those guys got franchise tagged this year, which it would be irresponsible to do so anyway, because you don't want to pay any of those guys fucking $14 million a season. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
Rube is the man, seriously.
Yeah, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribe to the channel yet, man, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to both channels. Wasted is on his way to 15K. We're almost to 25K, man. Salute. We can't do it without you guys. And salute to our brother Intel, always dropping bizoms
with the
in the words of our brother Mitch and Chugs, bizang. Salute to our brother Intel, man. As always, we love you, brother.
Shout out to Chugs, man. Yo, Chugs, shout out to you, bro. You gelatinous bastard. I haven't heard from you in a long time, man. Shout out to you, Chugs.
Salute to Raider D Podcast. Love watching you guys. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the support. And also, man, salute to Old Man Walt. He says trade a fifth to Atlanta for running back Tyler Algier. I'm not doing that. Why? When you can get a back that's similar in the fifth round. You know what I'm saying? Like for cheaper and with less tread. I wouldn't do that. And I like Algier, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
Walt loves Tyler Algier. He always brings Tyler Algier up. The only thing with Tyler Algier, bro, is that I don't want to give any draft capital for him. I would rather just draft a clean slate. I could possibly draft a better player than him.
Well, also let's do this. Cordell Patterson's gone, right? He's out of there. Like Atlanta's not bringing him in. He's up there in age now. He's not going to be a major part of their run game. They got Bijan Robinson. They're going to have either Desmond Ridder again, or they're going to have some type of. They're probably going to have to run the football a lot in Atlanta. They're probably going to try and go get a young guy, right? Or even if it's Justin Fields, which it sounds like they're the number one team that is definitely looking at Justin Fields right now. That's the narrative out there in the world. He may go home to Atlanta, but they may want to run the ball a lot still, and they may want that 1-2 punch. I don't see them moving off from Tyler Algier. There's no reason to keep him and Bijan Robinson together. That's a nice duo. There's no real reason to move on from him.
But I understand the ideology of wanting a player like that.
Yeah,
right?
someone that's kind of proven already.
Yeah, Walt's 100% right with that, man. It's just like for me, bro. I'm just really big on if I'm going to go out there and bring a running back in, I want a running back with the least amount of tread possible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like I said, man, all of these running backs are one hit away from being ineffective, one injury away from being ineffective. I would rather bring in a young guy, especially if I have a guy that I kind of know. In Zamir White, where I know that he can kind of get it done. So now I can bring that kid in and kind of develop that culture. And then now I'm not spending any money in the running back room, and I'm getting the best of that running back.
Yeah. And we know right now Zeus is in the best shape of his life. He looks like a monster, bro. Salute to Von, man. My guy, Von's Visuals in the building. He says, do you guys think Tom and AP will clash at any point throughout their time? I definitely. Look, I mean, GMs and head coaches, they're going to clash. It just happens, but it depends on how they handle it, right? Like me and Wasted clash behind the scenes. We get on each other's nerves a lot, but guess what? We brothers. We get through it. We keep grinding, right? I mean,
yeah, a lot.
Nah, not a lot. Not a
lot. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm being extra for the show, okay? I mean, to be real with you, we rarely clash at all, but I'm just saying though, right? Like you want your GM and your head coach to battle here and there because they both want to win. That means that they're both trying to get it done. You know what I mean? And they both may have different outlooks on different things. But I'll tell you one thing, the thing about the quarterback position right now, that's cap. That's cap about AP wanting to run it back with Aiden O'Connell and Tom Telesco wanting this breakout, quarterback to come in, whether it's a new guy or a veteran. It's cap. It's cap, man. I think that right now they're both still trying to figure each other out. These guys just met each other a month ago. You know what I mean? They're trying to figure out. I think Telesco is going to lean on AP a lot because he knows what he has done as a player up to this point. And I think that AP is going to look at Telesco and say, man, 11 years of GM experience. You know what I mean? Drafting, helping draft Peyton Manning in Indianapolis, which it was a layup, right? But going to get Justin Herbert and getting Eckler as a UDFA. I'm going to lean on him. I'm going to lean on him too. So I think you want these guys to do that. If not, then what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing this here for?
Yeah, bro. The one thing that I really like is that bringing Tom Telesco, he doesn't have any. He doesn't owe AP anything. You know what I'm saying? They're not joined at the hip. Yeah. They're both doing their job. Tom Telesco is a GM, AP is the head coach, and there's a line of demarcation in between that. Now I know it's going to be a collaborative effort from coach, GM, the ownership and everything, because that's what good organizations do. But I need to know where the buck stops. I think when that line is blurred, it confuses the fan base, it confuses the players, it confuses everybody with who the buck stops with. Yeah. I'm glad I know that if a player is fucking trash, the buck stops with Tom Telesco. And I know who to blame. It's not this bullshit where, was that a Mayock pick? Was that a Gruden pick? Yeah. Because then that's like, with us, Max Crosby was a Mayock pick.
Yeah.
We don't fucking know that. You know what I'm saying? So
no. Well, he was. Look,
I know that.
But also Alex Leather, Damon Arnett was, and Mayock owned that shit.
Look, what I'm saying is that we know that, but when it happens, you don't know that.
Yeah.
We know that now, revisionist history. Yeah, we know that. But when it happens, you're wondering who gets credit for what. You know what I mean? I just focus on being a good coach and let him GM.
Real quick, salute the 10 Commandments. If you want a running back over 230, go get Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin. He's 245 pounds. The dude is a stud. I believe he's 6'2", 6'3". If you want a back like that, one of those big running back that can run through some shit, go get Braylon Allen. That is the guy for you, 10 Commandments out of Wisconsin. That dude is a monster. And he's only going to get better. I'm telling you, Saturday at the Combine Wasted, you're going to hear a lot about Braylon Allen because he's going to kill the Combine. The measurables, you know what I mean? Like, he's going to absolutely destroy the underwear.
He's like the new Derrick Henry.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, a lot of people kind of, you know, say he's kind of like the new Jonathan Taylor in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. If you can somehow, some way get a Jonathan Taylor in the mid rounds, that's a phenomenal get. Even though I think he's going to rise up boards.
Jonathan Taylor, dude, is 240, bro. That's Eddie Lacy weight right there. That's a big boy, man.
Eddie Lacy's like 440, bro.
Bro, I'm talking about when Eddie Lacy was at his prime. Eddie Lacy was
Eddie William Refrigerator Perry Lacy.
Yo, but I'm talking about Eddie Lacy fresh out of college. Eddie Lacy wasn't a fat fuck like that before, you know, he got into the league and got some money and started double fisting churros. You know what I'm saying? When he first came into the league, he was a big boy, but he can get it done.
Yeah. I like what Rich just said. If he's from Wisconsin, he's the new Ron Dane.
I don't want to talk about that guy.
Ron Dane, Rich. Salute to Ben, man. If they plan to meet with Williams, Telesco is swinging for the fences. And look, I'm telling you now, I have this suspicion. I think we all do, that Tom Telesco is going to do his homework. And I think, because it's funny, did you see what Caleb Williams said today? He said there's no problem with Chicago. He said he'd be happy, he'd be ecstatic if he got drafted there. But he also said, I'd be ecstatic to go anywhere else also.
Yeah, listen, you have to play the game.
Yeah.
You got to play the game. Like, you can't be like, well, I don't want to go to Chicago. Eli Manning said he'd be happy to play for the Chargers.
Yeah.
John Elway, bro, because what happens if they can't move you? Now you're stuck there and everybody's going to be sitting there like, oh, you didn't want to be here, motherfucker? How you going to go in that locker room? You can't.
Devin, we talked about Brandon Jacobs yesterday, too. That's funny. He brought Brandon Jacobs a big back. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Mondo. Double fisting, bro. That was the funniest shit ever, bro. Lacy with Zion Williams, bro. This is factory. Salute to Victor. Raiders are 10th in cap space at $49 million. It could reach $79 million with some cuts. Free agency can be fun if done right. Let's cook. And, you know, did you also hear Tom Telesco, just piggybacking off what Victor said? He said he may have to get a little more active than he would want to in free agency. That was interesting. You know what I mean? With a lot of money at our disposal, you know, and some clear holes, you know, on this roster, especially the offensive line. What do you take by that? Do you assume that he's looking at big time players, or do you assume that he's going to do what we did last year, which was smart? And I kind of mentioned this on Coffee and Convo yesterday, bringing in the likes of like players like, you know, like a Robert Spillane that worked out for us, right? You know, a Marcus Epps that was kind of a smaller name on a big name defense like Philadelphia, like kind of just picking your spots. Do you think that's going to get one or two superstars and kind of filling in the gaps? Or do you think this is a free agency where they just go get a shit ton of different talent, but not really high quality names?
Yeah, I think that's what you do. And for that, teams that win don't go out and sign. Most of the time when you win the offseason, you don't win the real season. Yeah. You know, look at Robert Spillane, man. Like, if you go back, a lot of us, including ourselves, like, yo, this guy's going to be a special teamer, right? And look at what he did for us, man. It's more so about going out there and shopping to your needs, to fill in the needs of your particular scheme and your team, as opposed to going out there and getting the names that everyone thinks you should get. Because most of the time, we don't know what the fuck is going on. A lot of times, guys are free agents because teams have the wherewithal to let them walk before they implode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why guys like Chris Jones aren't normally available.
Yeah.
Because he has a Hall of Fame trajectory. He's on and not letting that guy go anywhere.
Let me see. Ricky Tuto says, Graphk and Wasted, I see the most realistic options at quarterback being J.J. McCarthy or Penix. And what's funny is I think my brother and Camille can agree. I'm cool with that if it ends up being that way. It is what it is. I mean, then you don't mortgage your future, which I'm going to be real. This year, I've said it multiple times. This is the year. If you're going to mortgage this shit, move up. But if it ends up being one of these guys and they believe in them, cool. I doubt we get a top QB in free agency. I prefer to get an OT or corner with the pick and Rattler later. Thoughts? I think Rattler's going to go a lot earlier than a lot of you guys are really thinking, because he's going to kill the combine. This is another guy that has a lot of athleticism, you know, a lot of hero ball. You know what I mean? I'm going to be real. You know, that's why he's thrown a lot of picks at the collegiate level. But he's tailor-made for this type of shit, for the combine. He's going to go out there and cook, bro. I mean, I'm not against that, but I think that Spencer Rattler will be probably a second round, latest third round pick.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Spencer Rattler is a guy who is the combine is made for Spencer Rattlers.
Yeah.
That's what the combine is made for. Like a lot of people were asking me, shout out to Martin from way across the pond, chip cheerio. But Martin was asking me on Twitter, how do you feel about the big names not competing at the combine? And the combine loses money for the top guys.
Yes.
There's no reason for Caleb Williams to throw at the combine. There's no reason for Jaden Daniels to do this. No reason for Drake May to do it because they're already slotted in a certain spot. The combine are for guys like we're talking about now, Spencer Rattler. He's a guy who needs to make a discernible jump because there are questions, right? So he has to showcase his athleticism so people can look in and put in that chip, that commodity that we all think of, that currency that reigns supreme in sports, the currency of hope. He give you the currency of hope. And I'm telling you something right now, man. With Spencer Rattler, bro, he is a guy that I'm telling you is going to be a lot better in the NFL than he was in college.
I agree.
He didn't have the ideal situation. There were maturity issues and things like that. So now that he's gotten this together with the physical attributes, he's going to totally kill the combine, bro. Yeah. I'm hoping that we can have a guy with the last name Rattler under center for the Raiders in the desert. Oh, my God.
The second snake. The second snake. Salute to David. To be real with you, bro, if you – why not get both? I'm going to be honest. If you bring in a Russell Wilson, go get a Spencer Rattler. That's to be real. Like, if you're not going to trade up and get one of these top names, I think that is the perfect way to approach this offseason by getting a veteran and letting a guy like Spencer Rattler learn behind a Russell Wilson.
Wasted, been told you. Everybody cooked me. Everybody said, oh, Wasted's an old man. He's senile. Oh, what the F are you talking about, Wasted? Now, all of a sudden, you got people in the national media, and I see you out there. I see you in the national media writing about Russell Wilson. I was getting killed for it. The first person to bring that up in Raider Nation sits right here. And I'm going to tell you something, bro. I want to see us bring in, like I said, a veteran, keep Aiden O'Connell, and bring in a developmental guy. That is the perfect storm for the Raiders because you got all your bases covered. If the old guy can cook, the guy gets to watch. You got two young guys pushing each other. If the old guy's terrible, you have a guy that's won some games in his league that has experience. And then in the middle of the season, if Aiden isn't doing what you think he can do, you got the currency of hope. You got the young boy you can put him in.
Yeah.
That's the perfect storm for us. Because, guys, let me tell you something. Moving up to 13 is such a monumental task. And the thing is that what you might wind up doing is you might short circuit your organization. And let me explain this. If you got to give up 4 first-round picks to get a young quarterback, right? That means that for almost half of a decade, you don't have a first-round pick.
Yeah. So
now, if this guy struggles a little bit, you can't really support him in the draft, high in the draft. Second, third rounds are high. But I'm talking about them blue-chip guys. You can't surround him with the blue-chip guys unless you trade guys away and get first-round picks back or something. But there's so many things you got to do. You're giving up your birthright to actually surround this pick and make him a better player. And that's the problem. You damn right, Ridgeback. The soapbox is here, baby.
Hey, I want to read this real quick, man. Salute to Lil Bro. He just tweeted this out, man. Salute to Scout. If you guys aren't following him on Twitter, Tristan Kuhn, he is on Twitter right now tweeting away about the combine. But this is an interesting tidbit right here, man. So the NFL just dropped the report cards from the combine or whatever, right? Some keynotes from the Raiders report cards. Players' families were not given pregame field passes and were unable to join them after the game as well. Likely will change next season. 92% of players felt they can get an individual plan from the nutritionist from the Raiders, right? 7th best in the NFL. 100% of the players feel the locker room is big enough, first in the NFL. 96% of players feel they have enough trainers, 3rd in the NFL. 94% feel they have enough physical therapists in the building, 3rd in the NFL. 92% feel they have enough cold tub space, 12th in the NFL. This is random stuff, but I love to hear it. Players moderately feel that the training staff attribute to their success, 13th. 3rd in weight room space, 2nd in weight room equipment. I'm mentioning this for a reason because in Oakland, this would have never happened. Players strongly feel strength staff contribute to success. Deuce Gruden, baby, 3rd in the NFL. 89% of players felt they had enough space during flights. 11th, no required roommates. Mark Davis given an 8.9 out of 10 on willingness to invest in the franchise. That is 12th in the NFL. We ranked 9th overall in the NFL report card with the combine. If Josh McDaniels had an average grade of a C, they would have ranked 4th. So there you have it.
Well, you know what? To say all of that, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is the reason why, you gotta make sure that you don't you don't go too far with all of this shit. You don't go too far because people pay attention to how an organization operates. And they pay attention to the future. I think players do pay attention to draft picks. They pay attention to how many young players are on the roster. These are the things that make the organization attractive. Now, all of these things, these peripheral things that we don't give a shit about, but they do, make the Raiders a very, very, very attractive destination, right?
Every one of them things, when they become free agents, they can become multi-millionaires because of all this stuff that we mentioned right there.
Tax-free state. You got that. And then if you have the myriad of draft picks and young players, then the winning aspect comes into play. And then it becomes, actually ground zero for free agents. I think the Raiders are slowly creeping themselves up to the top of the heap in places that players want to be.
Yeah.
It really is. It's things to do. It's cheaper than a lot of other big market areas. The media is really just starting to get started out there, so you don't have the added media pressure. Because that's a lot of the reason why a lot of people don't like to come to New York, because of the media. The media, when you play in Arizona, there are 12 reporters around your locker. When you play in New York for the Giants, even if they're 0-17, there's 100 fucking people with a mic in your face. It's a lot different. Yeah,
agreed. Hey, I like this question right here. I would probably have him at 4 or 5, Torque. 4 or 5. I'd have Caleb Williams over Torque. I'd have Drake May over Justin Fields. I'd have Jaden Daniels over him. And then Michael Penix Jr. would be somewhere right there where Justin Fields, where I'd have Justin Fields probably 4th or 5th.
Tweaking.
Come on, man.
Tweaking, bro. You remember him at Ohio State, bro?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, bro. I don't look, man.
So where you got him?
I got him at 3.
Then who's over him?
Caleb Williams and then with Jaden Daniels is because he's probably a little bit better of a thrower. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a little bit better of a college career.
Not a little bit. He's probably a lot better at the collegiate level and throwing the football.
No, I'm just talking about natural ability. And then at 3rd, it would be Justin Fields.
You have Justin over Drake May. So right now, if you could have a quarterback right now on a rookie deal, you would take Justin Fields over.
On a rookie deal, I'd take Justin Fields, but that's not what's happening right now. The reason why I would rather have Drake May over Justin Fields now is because if Justin, and I spoke about this with you, me and you spoke about this personally, I don't want to have a quarterback that I'm not sure can be a superstar and have to pay him like one. Yeah. That was the problem with Derek Carr. And the thing with bringing in Justin Fields, if Justin Fields comes in and we're like 10-7 or we're 9-11 or something like that, the very next year we got to break him off like he's one of the top quarterbacks in football. Yeah. And if he's one of them guys that can just get close enough to the sun to where we win one playoff game or something, I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want us to be connected and hamstrung with a quarterback that I know can't elevate us over the top of the heap. So that's the reason why I would rather have a Drake May now because I know he's on a rookie deal and we can see what he could become. But at this point, prospect against prospect, there's no way I'm taking Drake May over Caleb Williams. Not Caleb Williams, but Justin Fields. My bad.
I am. Salute the man down. Nasty work right here in these streets. Outside of his arm strength, what does Milton bring to the table? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There may be a coaching staff that can figure him out and work out, the deficiencies in his game. But I'm gonna be real, bro. I don't see.
I would love to have Joe Milton if
later rounds, like
draft him in the 6th round.
Yeah,
he's a great development. So this is the thing about quarterbacks, bro. If he's big, he's strong. He can throw the ball hard. If he has half of a brain, then you got something to work with. What's his work ethic like, right? He has no accuracy, right? But the thing is, he threw for 60% at Tennessee. He came from Michigan. He's, runs a 4.6.
But how much of that?
100 yards.
How much of that goes to the offense? Remember, we heard this same thing with Hooker. We heard the same thing with other Tennessee quarterbacks. A lot of that is because of the offense, the way they run that offense.
Yeah, but Hendon Hooker is playing behind a guy who was a number 1 pick. Like a lot of people forget what
Hooker was also still. You talking about right now or
right now?
Well, also he was still getting healthy too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Hendon Hooker's not going to go beat out freaking Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a #1 pick overall in the draft. He's a guy who led a team to a Super Bowl. People forget that. Everybody acts like, it's all Dan Campbell. It's not all Dan Campbell, bro. Jared Goff is a hell of a quarterback. I remember when Jared Goff was available, I wanted us to bring him in. Yeah. I like Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. He's a guy.
I think he has to have the right situation.
Yeah,
I think Detroit is right. The way they get rid of the football in Detroit, it works for his game,
bro. That's you can say that about any quarterback. Every quarterback needs the right situation. That to me, that's asinine, bro.
No, you can put Patrick Mahomes anywhere.
You can't put Patrick Mahomes anywhere. If Patrick Mahomes didn't wind up with Andy Reid, bro, Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be who he is. I'm saying, like, you gotta be. If he did not wind up with Andy Reid, if fuck nuts got him, fucking what the fuck is his name? We just got douchebag. What's his name? What was douchebag's name? We just fired fucking Josh McDaniels. If he got him, yo, who knows what Patrick Mahomes would be? Well, you got if Bill Belichick winds up with him, who knows? Every time he makes a play.
Don't get me wrong. I like Goff, bro. I've watched him since Cal. I'm not saying Cal's. I mean that he's a bad football player. I'm just saying that he's definitely a product of the system that he. And like you said, most quarterbacks are. I'm just saying some quarterbacks.
Get out of here, Graphk. You ever? That guy is one of the best.
Salute the rule. People like to mention Justin at Ohio State, but forget how much he struggled at Georgia. There's a reason he fell to 12 in the draft, and this is facts. This is facts.
Yeah, but people say that, and
I like Justin Fields. Don't act like just because I had him ranked 4th or 5th in this year's class, if he came out, that I don't like Justin Fields.
Bro, people say, "Oh, how much he struggled at Georgia." What about fucking Joe Burrow at Ohio State? Like, get the fuck. Like, everybody does that, bro. It's people, places, and things. Sometimes certain programs are not the right fit for that particular quarterback, bro.
Bo Nix went to Oregon and cooked.
Look at Bo Nix. Like, bro, so don't hold against
Hold on, bro. Cam Newton.
Yeah, but Cam Newton, that's not the same.
Cam Newton went from Florida
but he was behind Tim Tebow. He didn't really play at Florida. He got in trouble really early in his career at Florida. It wasn't like he was better than Tim Tebow, and everybody knew that then. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton's a dog, bro. He's been a dog.
No, he's always been a dog. But what I'm saying is he got put in the right situation. This is what we're talking about right now, right?
Yeah, well, he took himself out of the situation stealing that laptop. He would have been in the right situation being in Florida had he not gotten in trouble. I just saw that again. I don't know how the fuck that happened.
That is crazy. Actually, that shit's kind of dope.
It is kind of dope.
That's like some Disney Channel shit, bro. Like
it is. And it's always
MICKEYU. Like what the fuck, bro? That's some
Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. This happens all around college football. People forget that guy. And back in our day, there were a lot of quarterbacks that were one place and moved, but the media cycle wasn't the same, so you wouldn't really know.
Or you could do the reverse, be Spencer Rattler and go backwards.
I mean, shit. Yo, Baker Mayfield didn't start out. He was at Texas Tech. Like, bro, that happens, bro.
Facts.
Russell Wilson.
Went from North Carolina State.
Wisconsin. Yeah, it happens, bro. Mm-hmm. It happens. So I don't like when people do that.
That's crazy.
Shadow Fox has definitely hacked me. Shout out to Shadow Fox. We love that guy.
Shadow Fox, man. Salute to our guy, bro. We definitely miss him. Hey, real quick, moment of silence for Shadow Fox.
Yo, moment of silence for Virgil.
Yes, the legend, man. WWF legend Virgil just passed today, man. Real quick, man. Salute to him, bro. I loved Virgil growing up. Real quick,
legend, no dog.
Yeah, he's a legend, bro. What you mean?
Legend, bro. Get the F out of here, everybody.
No, when he turned on bro, come on. When he turned on $1 Million Man, bro, come on.
Legend. Yo, the Macho Man is a legend. Virgil is not no fucking legend.
Virgil's a legend, bro.
He ain't no goddamn legend, bro. Oh yeah, you know what? The Brooklyn Brawler's a legend too now.
Hey. Virgil crawled so Roman Reigns could walk. How about that? Okay?
Yo, listen, SD Jones is a legend. Yeah. let's just keep it going. Look, wait, Barry Horowitz is a legend.
And Arn Anderson's brother passed too.
Well, that's not his real brother. Ole Anderson, that's a legend.
I just mean, the Four Horsemen. You know what I mean? Salute to him. Let me see, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate everybody here in the building. I know Wasted got to get out of here in a second.
I got to go to work.
Yeah, but we do have a show tonight, you guys. We have a show tonight with our brother Paulie D, NFL star agent. He has clients, Jeffrey Simmons, Keon Coleman. He has a couple other guys that we're going to talk about tonight as well. We're going to talk about the dark side of being an NFL agent. We're going to talk about the combine. We're going to talk about the draft. So stay tuned for that. 10 o'clock tonight, Eastern time, PM, 7 o'clock Central. Us Three, the Winning Circle podcast, is back.
Yes, sir.
We will be doing that. So salute to our brother Paul. Salute to everybody here in the chat that, contributed to the chat. You guys are the best chat in the world. And I mean that because the conversations that you guys have on the side add so much to what we do. I don't think y'all understand how much you mean to us in terms of our show. So on the way out, man, wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. Break them thumbs like Hammer says. Pay your bar tabs like Wasted said. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Anything to say on the way out, brother?
Nah, man. Yo, shout out to everybody, man. We're going to be back cooking tonight, man. Listen, we will never leave y'all without content.
There you go. And real quick, man, that shit is not leather, bro. That's just not leather at all.
Wait, I know
that shit you got on. That's not leather.
Oh, that shit is definitely leather. That shit is clean, boy. You know that shit clean, boy. Listen. See, I'm not no hater. I fuck with your jacket, bro. I fuck with it. But you know this shit leather.
Man, who the fuck are you, Phil? What was that? Nah, go ahead. Get your shit off. That shit smell like Forever 21 leather. That shit ain't leather.
That's what I'm talking about.